All right, here we go on Anubis between the Bad News Bears and Take Flight. And as you mentioned, Travis, both these teams don't exactly have the best record on this map. From what I can see here, at least throughout this season, don't have a win on it. So one of them's going to walk away with a W. I don't know who it's going to be, and obviously not having Sonic here for the Bad News Bears is problematic. Steel looking for that opening fight, as he often does, but his success rate isn't that great. It is below 35%. And again, another one where he doesn't win the first fight.
Straight into the P250 as well. That's not handy. And ours will do exactly the same thing. It's actually falling apart right now for BNB. They've been swarmed. And the B-bomb site is open for business and been completely taken. It's only Boo remaining, and he'll be looking for some consolation kills at this rate. There's a nice one. On towards Sandman, and Take Flight have no reason to overpeak here. They've got a couple of players on 100 health. Oh, one player actually on 100 health with the Kevlar, so you can buy that 350 helmet upgrade into the next round. And in MR12, every little helps. Getting those extra little money advantages. Boo trying his best to get at least an extra kill, but so many players all around him. He's going to be completely pressured. That's a lovely fadeaway tap, though. But that looked rough from NDS's POV. He's going to get nearly all of them going here for Boo. It's going to be an exit frag ace for Boo. You know what? Why the hell not? And, John, why not just buy an M4 right now? You can, off the back of that.
I mean, yeah, and you don't need, the head armor helps, but assuming that they go for mostly AKs on Take Flight, which I don't think they'll be able to afford, but either way, yeah, he's going to go for the M4. You can't blame him. That's a fantastic piece of work with the pistol, and Boo has been showcasing his pistol work. Yesterday against Nouns, he got a 1v4 clutch on Mirage from CT spawn. It was quite impressive as well, so you cannot face off against him one by one. You need to overload him if you hope to find the win on those pistol rounds. Anyway, unfortunately for him, it wasn't a W. It was just on the exit frags that he got those kills, and Take Flight doesn't really care. They lost their pistols, and they still have the 1-0 lead off of it.
Of course, but yeah, it's
psychological.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's a little bit of a psychological mini blow for Boo to take, and it certainly advantages them in this round. Salmon will spray that mid-smoke around the doors and do good damage, and Umar and Still are both low now off the back of that. I think it's cool that Take Flight and BNB, of course BNB were on the ESL streams yesterday, but I don't think Take Flight have had too many appearances on the main ESL broadcast, so all the publicity they can get is cool for them.
Absolutely. See if they can come out with this round. Lost the first body. Nice peek from Marzo, and he will find that frag. MDS dropped. 5v3. They've got upgrades as well. This is really turning into a rough round for Take Flight. Boo spots out another one. Goes back to cover. Arzu trying to support him. Boo actually does it himself. Sandman dropped. Only 2 players left. Nade flies out. HP super low for BNB. And finally, Taylor gets one. No second, though. And it's all up to CoJoMo, the star player for Take Flight, to try and clutch a 1v3.
Don't do it. About to say, John, they're all like walking wounded pretty much. Should have been like, what, 2 bullets on every single player, maybe 3 on Steel. That was very winnable, I think, for Kojo, but in the end, just couldn't find the first, couldn't get himself into a position where he felt like he had the advantage. And with that M4, in the end, it turns out to be incredibly impactful. It gets those 2 kills. Maybe Take Flight will regret giving so many kills over to Boo in that pistol.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, Boo averaging 3.5 kills per round at this point. I mean, we're 2 rounds in, but still.
Quick maths.
Yeah. Steel. Gonna toss this nade on forward. And Take Flight did go for the force buy here. Very dangerous in Counter-Strike 2 as CoJoMo gets the opener onto Steel. They're gonna charge forward, as you should, because there's Speaker's advantage. And no, Sandman! He got a nice kill on Umar, and then he gets a TK on MBS, and excuse me, Nix, couldn't say his name, is going to go down as well. CoJoMo finds him 3v2.
Oopsie doodles. It can happen. Boo. Needs to respond with that one. So back into a 2 vs 2. Kojo, Galil, Sandman with the recovered FAMAS. But Arzu, to be fair to him, has put himself in a really good position here. I think Take Flight will expect that he's pushed outside of the site, and that's when he'll reaggress, but CoJo's keeping an eye on it. Fair play. And now Boo on this rotation with this legendary M4 at this point has to try and win a 1 versus 2. He does get that first, and Sandman doesn't have a helmet either. He only had that Kevlar, so that M4 will be a one-hit headshot if he gets a chance at it. Will he have any idea? Sandman has pushed all the way back in towards CT spawn. Again, interesting positioning. Boo's checking everything at the moment, but does he check far back? Even if he does, Sandman is not peeking it at the moment, but he's got the right idea, Boo. But the time is gone, surely. Yes, it has. Even though he gets the kill, and as you rightly say, there is a kit outside the site. Unfortunately, did not have it first, which means he has to run away and save, despite 3 more kills for Boo.
Jeez, that's 8 kills for Boo in losing rounds.
True.
Because he doesn't have time to get the bomb diffuser, right? True. Oh, goodness me. Well done for Boo. I mean, at least making sure the economy took a hit on the Take Flight side. As you can see from that buy up here, and the Bad News Bears, well, they're not looking too pretty in that regard either. They're going to have to settle for a couple of FAMASs, a Deagle, and then there's another A1S in the mix, but Boo is leading the charge on both sides thanks to his ace and his 3K in that previous round. We get into round 4. This one feels like it could go either way, honestly, Travis.
That's what that's what I'm here for. I'm looking for some wild and wacky Counter-Strike, and I think so many teams right now.
You're gonna get it. You already did.
Yeah, we already have. I think in CS2, even at relatively high levels of Tier 2 EU, it can still be a bit wild and wacky at the moment. How things are playing out. Steal on the site. Needs help from Umar. Gets it. Steal peaks on a decent timing. He's going to go 1 for 1 himself. But Sandman, that's a great headshot. And that secures the site in a 3 versus 2. Boo does have that defuse kit picked up from that previous round, of course, when he went off to save. So it might give him a glimmer of hope with Arzu picking up that M4 himself now. 2 guns in play. And there's Arzu another headshot. 2v2.
Arzu trying to go in with Boo. Boo's been so very good. He's going to come out and go down to Gabe. He gets into Arzu, though. Isn't enough. Gabe swinging around. SMG. Not good enough. Deagle prevails here for Arzu. 3K for him. And the Bad News Bears are on the board for a second. So back and forth we go. Neither team can get the momentum that they're looking for, as Take Flight have lost every single player in 3 of the 4 rounds played so far.
Very true.
In fact, is it every round almost? No, there was one round they didn't lose a player, I think, right? Am I crazy?
I think they all have 4 deaths. So
no, yes, they all died in every single round. Wow, I should have just looked at the deaths.
I mean, I was confused as well because that actually rarely happens, especially when you've won 2 rounds, right? That's usually not the case. But yeah, there's a great chance for B&B to pull away a little bit here. There isn't really a huge threat this time. Only Gabe Mac 10 will be running players down, and the utility from Nick is really good. Look at those nades, goodness me. Nick's managed to get at least 1, and he manages to fall back and get a second as well. Good stuff. Mac 10 does at least get his 1, but okay, Steal. That was a little bit bold from you, my friend.
Ambitious, bold.
Yeah, that, and
a little overexcited.
Saying ambitious, bold, and overexcited is our caster polite way of saying that was a terrible idea.
Yes.
Oh, that was a terrible idea too. Oh no.
What is happening? Okay, we got more chaos. It's every Bad News Bears match seem to get some very crazy plays, and well, this one's no exception. Nyx and Boo, the last 2 standing, they've still got a foothold on both bomb sites, so Take Flight are going to have to try and make their way. And I think they have the advantage. Obviously, they have the advantage either way. They've been sure it comes through in the rounds. Theirs. The problem is the health for them.
Yeah, I still think that Nyx and Boo here should have the advantage, because even though they have a UMP picked up, it's on the full health player with no armor. The only armor they have is on Sandman with the Tech 9, Jeez. But he manages to tap down Nyx anyway. Oh, this shouldn't have gone south so quickly. I should have at least wanted to see Boo with a bit more of a chance than he currently has. It's 1v3. He's been the main man so far. Can he continue to be so?
He's got it, Travis. I have faith. Look at this. Watch. 1v3 for Boo. He's already pulled up the heroics here twice, unfortunately, in losing efforts. Maybe he'll be able to pull this one off and win it. No, he won't. Okay, my faith has misplaced this round. MDS gets the last frag. 2 for him, 2 for Sandman, and Take Flight. Well, the pattern continues as they take a 3rd round, and neither team has won 2 in a row yet. And they finally have 3 players left standing at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, something that is obviously a big talking point with CS2 and ML12 is the economy situation.
Yes.
As to whether it should be changed with less rounds. And obviously the common strategy in CSGO for a long time since the economy was changed, since the economy was as it was in CSGO, was that if the rounds go back and forth like this at the beginning of a map, you force buy until you lose 2 in a row. You continue those force buy wars back and forth until it's you're basically double eco, as I said. Losing 2 in a row puts you down to that pistol, and you have to eco 1 and then buy up again. Finally, you have to admit defeat on that, but this has been a situation in CS2 where maybe teams don't necessarily go for that straight away now. And if you've got 2k per player, don't reforce in early game. Save that once for Galils or AKs in the next round, but Take Flight didn't need to. They win it anyway. They have
it's wild.
2 M4s picked back up as well, and of course, considering they won on that low investment, just that half buy with the pistols, look at the money they've got as a sort of a bonus now. If they lose this round, they've still got a full buy after with 4k on Sandman and MDS.
Yeah, you don't need to buy with that Peeker's advantage on T side. You just need to go out and take fights. Even though it wasn't the Peeker's advantage that came into play, it was 2 players that decided to jump into the view of Take Flight. Umar coming from Connector and Steel jumping down from Bridge. So, yes. I mean, it was very strange decision-making for the Bad News Bears, and they paid the price. Now Take Flight are looking for a 2nd in a row, but as you mentioned, the Bad News Bears are going to force up, and the force by wars technically continue, even though Take Flight decided to go for the eco and won that round, that previous one. Umar looking around here. Ooh, gets an opportunity at the shot, misses it. Boom goes down, and he will as well.
Here we go.
That's a lot of space opened up towards this A site. Steel going to be surrounded, and he is dropped to the ground. Arzu managed to get 1, and then a 2nd from Nix. Hold the phone here. A chance for the Bad News Bears to strike back into this round.
Good timing. Good timing on that swing. I was worried for a second that his barrel might be able to be sticking out there, which could have been a problem. But finally, a round goes the way we think it should. As Take Flight will double up and have double the lead at the moment at 4-2 as well. Nice stuff from them. And that was a little bit more calculated in toward mid as a pack, trying to stick together, knowing that Bad News Bears are likely to have those scouts and pistols. Made sure not to go 1 by 1. And that is the way to do it. And with the economic advantage they now have from winning on that low buy and building up to as it is, it should be 5-2. And we know that Anubis is T-sided, so I'd be surprised if they can build this up to maybe even an 8-round half.
Yeah, I would even say Anubis has become even more T-sided, right, than it was in CSGO, thanks to the mechanics change here in CS2. So I don't know if the Peeker's advantage is going to stay forever, if that's going to be fixed. I would imagine that Valve wants that to be fixed, because right now holding an angle is a nightmare, and sometimes you just don't even have a chance to react to a player, especially as an opper. Right now, it's tough for oppers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because obviously the classic rule, the eco frags come in here. Nice, 3 for Sandman. Obviously, the people who look at AWPers and see them being some of the best players in the world, if you want to put in a little bit of a troll comment, you say, oh, you're an AWP abuser, scoped weapon abuser, come on, they're the easy kills you should be getting. But in CS2, I really think that AWP kills in certain scenarios, even ones that look relatively simple, should be praised. And funnily enough, the way the AWP works actually in CS2, from what I've noticed, of course, with that Peeker's advantage, is that if you've got a really quick AWP on the other side, even if you've got, you know, speedy reactions, you can usually get 1 bullet at least off as a T-Peeker, which kind of evens up the AWP a bit.
With face though, as Umar is going to try and take the advantage in this round. He's got 2. Gabe pulls 1 back, and Umar's trying to fight his way out. He can't. In the meantime, Sailor also gets Arzu. Take Flight, although they were disadvantaged at the beginning, managed to at least make it a man advantage shortly until Gabe does go down. Problem is, 1 player's alone on this BA site, excuse me. That is Steel. Exhaler Looking for that body. He wants to find the player, and now Steel's got reinforcements. They've got, I think, the information that the players are coming here. Now they definitely do, with one player thunderfooting over. That's CoJoMo. He's going to toss the smoke right next to King. Steel waiting, peeks around, perfect peek, and then the last frag comes through from Nix, who's got his 7th. There's a 3rd for the Bad News Bears.
That was nice. That was really nice. And I think you're absolutely right. I think Steel did get a little bit of intel then. If he saw an arm peek out from the side of the pillar near the waterfall. And yeah, then just made sure not to peek until his teammate was in play with him. Of course, as you so rightly say, they heard CoJoMo stomping over as well. I actually really love ASAT Anubis on CS2 because, as you say, with that peekist advantage, there's still some nice, grimy, cheeky angles that I can play on ASAT Anubis, which makes me feel like I can hold angles properly. So, actually, weirdly, one of my favourite sites to play. On CS2. CoJo is looking for a frag with the AWP. Have to praise an AWPer. There we go.
There we go.
He peeks into Nix and takes him down beautifully. So that is the first big AWP kill of the game, without a doubt. Goes CoJo's way.
And yeah, I mean, CoJoMo was their top fragger in the previous series up against a lot of gamers. Played on CS2, and he had 58 frags, 27 and 7 on Mirage, and I can assure you, a lot of those were with the ops. So can Opera still succeed? Yes. Is it more difficult? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, as I said, I do like that because it stops the AWP from being as OP. If sick entry players, like maybe when we see them play CS2, like Xantaras and Nico, for example, maybe it'll favour them even more than it did before. Sandman, that's a bit of a Xantaras peak there. He didn't have much chance to react, and CoJoMo, okay, he's on the exact right line for Boo on the rotation. Very nicely done, and that should be a B site. It is. It should be a plan. It is. It should be a BNB save. And that might not be the case.
Oh boy. Oh, this is really bad for Umar because I think Take Flight are going to chase aggressively. They can because they've got the money. And yeah, they are going to full send it into A. Umar peeks around the corner. Even that advantage is not enough as the headshot only deals, well, about 80 damage, 83 damage. That's going to do it. That's the round, and nothing saved over. Take Flight double up on the Bad News Bears scoreline at 6-3.
Yeah, and they've got more than enough money for the end of the half as well. I said that it could be a possibility of 8. I can still get 9 if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, still making sure I get my halftime scores accurate these days. Got to make sure they're spot on. I think that is right. So, yeah, they're looking very good. Pistols to face again. And a few flashes on Umar to maybe send his teammates in. Yeah, the nade is good. I think that's the classic one. That's the jump throw, which can do a lot of damage on sort of defaulting T players. 3 pistols about to come. Take Flight away. That's unfortunate timing. Taylor's very, very blind, and it makes it very, very awkward. Thankfully, somehow, CoJo actually gets both of those kills, and none of the riflers do. The flash was spot on, and that gives Boo an AK.
Now that's a fantastic flash thrown by Umar, who actually leads the team with 1.14 flashes thrown per round and a 0.10 flash assist per round. That's actually ridiculously good on that front. So you can see why that was perfect. If he doesn't throw that flash, then they're dead to rights. Instead, you have a very good situation, a 3v3, bomb still not planted, and 2 AKs picked up off the ground.
Yeah, grabbing that second is big. Gives them a good shot in this round, even without that armor. If they were playing my grimy angle on Anubis right now, I reckon it would give Umar a freebie, but he's just playing behind the site. So, to wait for the information. That's a really good time on the Molotov. He's actually going to separate Take Flight here. He spots Gabe, and that's a gorgeous pre-fire. Those are the sort of CS2 picks we expect to see. And look at CoJo. He's going to have no idea that Nix is pushed all the way up. And that is even more of a freebie for the Deagle. Sandman 1v3, 16 seconds. There is no time to retrieve this bomb and plant it. He's just looking for some kills. Finally gets the information, but staying alive is his priority. But to be fair, even if he does die after time here, it wouldn't be the end of the world. He's still 7,650 in the bank. And even though he does try and save on the opposite side of the map, the Deagle will catch him in the back once again. So he does get his loss bonus, but it means Nout in the end. Take Flight 6-4, BNB, big round to win. I guess it's kind of fair now, John, with both these teams having won a pretty low buy each.
Yeah, I mean, that was just well done for the Bad News Bears. And thank Umar's flashbang for the fact that they even were able to pinch out there and go in towards water and get those 2 frags. And after that, just I think a bit of a misplay from CoJoMo. You have to expect that someone's going to
Yeah.
be in water after that initial fight happened. That's very strange not to be clearing your angles more meticulously. Either way, Nix was pretty solid there. A couple of nice Deagle frags. He's 9 and 7 in second place on the team, and that's one point I wanted to make. Even though, yes, they had to play with Nix and Summy. As ours is going to go down. A trade comes through. Maybe I'll get back to that point afterwards. CoJoMo does get tagged a little bit. Back and forth we go. Take Flyte have the advantage. Not sure how long that's going to last. Nick's going to push this smoke. Gets the headshot to CoJoMo. Does one of the second players there? No. Sandman finds the headshot. 3v2 man advantage retained. But again, for how long?
I really like that play. Nick's there. Looks a bit dumb pushing through a smoke, but in a disadvantageous situation, it's things you kind of have to do in that scenario. But unfortunately now it's only Umar. Do they even know he's here though? It'd be interesting to see if they do. And yeah, I think maybe they... Oh no, he's looking toward connector. So maybe he doesn't know, but unfortunately... Oh, I say unfortunately, out of ammunition on that one. He needs more bullets on that one, but in the end, Umar will catch him off guard with that. So he's in a 1v2. Would be 1v3 total with this AWP, but unfortunately they can hear where he's coming from, and they've got plenty of utility for that. He wants to be charged with the molly, and actually he kills Sandman, funnily enough. That's pretty wild. But yeah, the Molotov takes the frag posthumously in the end. So take Flyte 7-4. Do they get that 8 that I predicted? They have a pretty easy buy to come through with everything they could possibly want to make that a reality.
We'll have to see. Great effort from Umar. I mean, he had a clutch last night as well. I think it was a 1v3 with the AWP and the Tech 9 combined on the T side. That was on Ancient. But here on Anubis, he just falls short. I mean, obviously he realized that he'd be able to buy the AWP anyway in this next round. Something CoJoMo sees the third peak, but cannot take them down. So that's information gained, at least for Take Flyte. Push in, that's a good idea, because Steel again tries to face off with him, and then he swings around the connector and takes Nix down. Gabe. Oh, wow. Look at top left, Deagle and Sandman finds a trade. So we have a 2-man advantage again for Take Flyte.
Oh, Umar's trying to hold a long-range angle though with the AWP, trying to aim sort of around the thigh height there, but not really much he could do about that. It is the 8 for Take Flyte at half-time. We'll be back in a few minutes to see if they can build on that.
Second half, Anubis. The Bad News Bears down by 4 rounds as Take Flight, although it was back and forth at the beginning, really started to take control of Anubis on their B side. But Bad News Bears on the B side of their own won't be successful. CoJoMo's got the dualies, he's got 2, looking for the 3K, and he's found it. Only Steel left, and he manages to at least get MTS. But he's fine, since Sandman will find that last one. Wow, Take Flight super aggressive on that flank, and they get an immediate round victory to kick off the second half.
Oh my goodness, Kojo, the cultural impact, the TikTok clips. He was going for the knife on Steel so he could title his next TikTok knifing former iBuyPower player. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done. Had to pick up the other pistol instead, and obviously the kill got stolen away from him, but doesn't matter. He was still the hero on the pistol round. 9-4 Take Flight, and they are very much in control at the moment. Actually, B&B going for a proper kind of eco on this one too. So it should be 10-4 and double digits very quickly. Okay, hang on a second. Poor old Sandman. Oh, he's in the sand now after that.
Okay, Arzu, just a perfect shot with the Deagle on that angle. I mean, yes, it's a commonplace to hold. Wow! That Deagle is scary in Counter-Strike 2. And you're seeing, well, at least one instance where you don't have to see the other player. You have to get that frag. Exhaler's waiting a little dangerously close to the smoke. He'll pop him, and he does. Oh boy. 4v3, and CoJoMo's going to have to hold the fort over at the A site. He does get one. Arzu with that Deagle again. Not a second for him, and CoJoMo's got the 3K once more. Second round in a row that he's found it. Umar, last man standing, position known, and he's dead. Gabe finds him, and that's a 10-4 lead.
Kojo is farming. That is 6 kills in 2 rounds to start off the second half for him. 16-9. There's been quite a lot of discussion about what the number should be, what's the most impressive number in an MR12 match is now. I think that if you get 25, it'll be it's pretty impressive. That's for sure. There's been talks of calling it a quarter bomb, but that is just no, that's not for me. Still call it a 30 bomb. If they get 30, they deserve the bomb.
I agree
for sure. But yeah, I think Kojo's playing superbly at the moment. In that round where they were expected to win, he was under pressure to deal with that situation, considering being swarmed upon ever so slightly.
Yeah, this has been a very nice performance from Take Flight. As we mentioned, all 3 of their VO3s have gone to 3 maps, and they actually lost their first map in every single series. It was on Mirage. Excuse me, they did not lose their first map in every single series. They won on Mirage against Fluffy Aimers, and then well, it doesn't matter. Look, either way, they haven't been able to pull off more than 1 win in their first 3 matches, and they're hoping to even out their record at 2-2, and this is a fantastic start on Anubis for them.
Absolutely. And as you so rightly say, it's one that I haven't found success on yet this season. The team have, of course, but Take Flight have played it twice more than B&B. Oh, Kojo's holding that angle with the oars, but Arzu rips his head off. MP9 comes through, does so much damage, still gets 1 kill. That's pretty decent. He'll be quite happy with that, I think, at the end, because he'll be able to call to his teammates that there is one more B&B player that is incredibly low. Kit's in play, but only 1 flash. It's going to have to be good, and it'll be thrown right now.
Oh, not much health up for Arzu. He goes down. Oh, the HP is even lower now. Only 18 combined for Nyx and Umar. MDS coming around, trying to kill on the last standing player, and there it is. Take Flight, get the retake. 11th round picked up, and now they're only 2 away from securing this one. That is heart-wrenching for the Bad News Bears.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just so much damage done. In the end, the MP9 damage was pretty significant, making it impossible for B&B to hold anything to do with that. And yeah, before they decided to make their play in that round, I was going to say that Anubis, obviously, is Take Flight's pick, one that they play more and are more comfortable on, even though they haven't found a win on it yet. So I expected this map to be the one where they'd get off the mark in that respect, especially with B&B being Sonicless this evening. So it looks like they're only now, of course, a couple of away from making that a reality. Mirage will be next up, and that'll be B&B's pick, which I still think could be a good chance for Take Flight to do well on. We shall see. B&B have their bye, but John, there's 1 minute 35 to go, and they have 0 util.
that is extremely problematic because you don't have any util to take either of the sites. You have to drive peek. I mean, it is counter. But still, it's not an easy task for them. CoJoMo can't hit his shots. He goes down. Sandman's position's known as he takes down Steel, so Nick's going to try and come in on the flank. Obviously, Sandman's going to expect someone to poke and prod, but there's the bomb planted. Boo connects onto Sailor. MDS is going to be watched here by Arzu, and he goes down as well. Sandman and Gabe, the last two standing, and they will likely just go for the save, and that's exactly what the call is. Now, I remember my point from before. I got a little crossed up there, Travis, but they have played Anubis in 2 of their 3 series so far in Challenger League, and both times Anubis was the first map, both times they lost it. They did win in one instance, that was against Mythic in a reverse sweep, but lost against Unjustified because of that slow start. So hopefully for their sake, I think a win on Anubis would be fantastic.
It's okay, John. Even if you were wrong to begin with, I would take everything you say about North American Counter-Strike as gospel. Don't you worry. I trust you with my life on this one.
I greatly appreciate that.
Take Flyte will manage to save at least the org, which is something to take through to the next round, which means they will obviously force buy around that. And CoJo has gone for the auto shotty, the XM, and honestly, shotguns have had a revival on CS2. I like the XM on CSGO. It was still very good, but on CS2, the Nova and especially the XM feel very, very good. So keep your eye on CoJo on this round. If he's on the right angle, even if he's vaguely mid-range, that XM can do some damage. And he's playing the right position, close mid here.
Oh my goodness, he could do so much. You're absolutely right. CoJoMo flashed out. Is he recovering time? No. Good flash pick on by Umar again. And then I think it's going to be Nyx to find Sandman after Sandman gets one. But it looks like things are trending in Bad News Bears' favor. I don't know now. Gabe does manage to win that fight up against Boo. Health is exceptionally low for the Take Flyte side. And the opposite is the case for the Bad News Bears, who only have one player to deal with at this B site. But will they expect it towards A main? Not really. There's the frag found. Umar is going to go down.
Yeah, that's a really big frag to find for MDS, but Gabe's making a lot of noise on this rotation. He should get blindsided here, you would think. But with the way the player is low directly next to him, he's going to have to hit a quick trade, and actually Gabe will get that quick trade. So now it's all down to Nyx. He's kind of in the open right now as well, but he's just behind the wall, around that heaven area, around that broken wall position. He's dancing around this smoke right now. Gabe is looking for it though, and that's great awareness from Gabe. Defuse will come through. Another plot on the A site for Bad News Bears that they can't convert.
Wow, that's just it's a really phenomenal retake there by Take Flyte. They got the trade initially, right, when they were 3v2, and then MDS and Gabe worked well together, watching separate angles and eventually spotting out that last player who was trying to sneak through the smoke. And it's a 12th round for Take Flyte. They have blanked the Bad News Bears for the most part here in the second half, aside from one round that they were able to pull off. Oh my goodness, Take Flyte already looking for their 13th round, and that will send us over to map number 2, which I believe,
Mirage,
if I'm not mistaken, is Mirage, yes.
That is BNB's pick, so Take Flyte push that one away from converting Anubis comfortably. They should be proud of themselves for that one, to break their Anubis duck, as it were. There were no ducks on Anubis, only chickens. So there should be ducks in the game, considering there's lots of water everywhere. It's a perfect place for ducks.
That would be nice. Yeah, we should have some ducks in a pond somewhere.
But it looks like, even though BNB have significant mid control in this round, Take Flyte are happy to let them have it. As you can see, the AWP of Umar is scouting all the way into the A site. CoJo, little does he know there are 2 players behind the smoke, waiting for that fade. That incendiary is going to be absolutely spot on. That forces Boo away and forces Arzu close to that connector smoke. So with a minute to go, BNB have full control to even push in toward this near spawn area, but CoJo has fallen so far back, it doesn't even matter. They can't trade him. 2 quickfire headshots for CoJo on the AK, and our MDS is in position 2. He's going to catch Steel in the back. It's all falling apart for BNB. I'm sure they're focused on Mirage now. I'm sure even Umar is, and a 1 versus 5 with the AWP. Bomb is only just recoverable, but I'm not sure this round is. He'll be caught by CoJo. 3 headshots for CoJo. He had 3 triple kills on that CT off of Anubis, and that is a very comfortable map for Take Flyte.
Yeah, CoJo, Sandman were both incredible there. I think MDS came into the mix as well. But I mean, honestly, we talked about it at the beginning of this match.